Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Generation Y podcast. We are brought to you by nobody right now, unfortunately. So, for you sponsors out there watching this, we would thoroughly appreciate
Please.
some input, some feedback on what products are most marketable for us.
Yes.
We are the Generation Y, WHY, a nice little pun from our co-host Courtney here. Courtney,
Thank you.
how are you doing?
I'm good. I just drank a lot of water, so I'm feeling really hydrated right now. I'm ready to go.
We were just talking before the show about our water consumption and how we've been extremely dehydrated for most of our lives. I've been trying to do gallons, and she's actually drinking gallons, whereas I'm just kind of not really anymore. I kind of gave up on it. But
Hey, it's a process. At least you're drinking like water, you know. Like that's more than a lot of people. They'll drink like gallons of soda.
Yeah, key here. A little insight. I just watched a documentary about, it's called Sugar Coated, and it's a documentary about Big Sugar and how they've run rampant on our lives and made us fat and obese and kill us. And so that documentary is pretty awesome. So definitely check the sugar content on all your labels. And as I tell you all this, we're gonna have a show about candy and milkshake.
Yes.
So
I'm so excited.
I hope you guys enjoy it. And if you don't, then give us a thumbs down. But if you do, give us a thumbs up and like maybe a comment. That would be much appreciated. So let's start things off. Now, this whole thing started, we've been wanting to do a podcast for a while, but I figured once I saw your pictures of this miraculous goddessly milkshake,
oh my gosh,
I decided this was the time to actually break this down and get it going. So you have a slight story for us / an interview of your milkshake journey that you went on.
Yes.
So first question here. How did you find out about these milkshakes? Was this a random occurrence? Was this a planned excursion?
So it's a funny story. My friend and I are really into like going to the gym and training, and we like track our food and everything. And I also really love donuts, which is kind of a problem for this. But we were talking about donuts and how I haven't had a good one in a while. And she follows a lot of food accounts on Instagram and was sending me pictures of this donut place in Connecticut. And we were like, okay, we have to go. And so in her searches for this donut place to go to, because I wanted a donut, as I do most days, she found the place with the milkshakes. And she said, you have to just look them up. This is what it's called. I'm not telling you anything else about it. And I went on the website, and they had these amazing milkshakes with like candy and cookies and brownies, and they have donuts on the milkshakes. And I took one look at that, and we were like, yep, we're going. So we had planned to go to her house for the weekend, and it was like a half hour away from her house. So on the way back, we stopped there.
Quick plug. What's the name of the place?
Oh, it is called Cream and Sugar Cafe.
Cream and Sugar Cafe. Sounds dangerous. Sounds delightful.
It's amazing.
Where is it?
Bethel, Connecticut.
Bethel?
Yes.
Like Bethlehem? Kind of like where Jesus was born, except where donut milkshakes are born, right?
In America.
Yes.
I have the worst sense of direction ever. So the way we drove to these, like all these cute little towns to get there. So it was even a fun drive, and it would just put us in a good mood. And there was like good music on the radio. And then we got there, and the place was packed, but we didn't even care because the milkshakes were so good.
There's a lot of emphasis on a lot of words here. So I have a feeling this is heading towards a very emphasized milkshake right now.
You've seen pictures. I don't think I need to emphasize anything about it. I think it speaks for itself.
So you sit down or you stand. What type of line are we talking about here? Big line, small line?
It was okay. A lot of families, a lot of groups. So there would be like one member from each group in line. So the line, we probably got in about like around 10 people deep, I would say. And it's like moving pretty fast. There's a guy taking orders, and there's one person trying to make all of these. And so you can order, they're called like freak shakes. So you can order a freak shake and then kind of customize it however you want. So we got the s'mores because we both also really like s'mores. And then we got it with peanut butter cups and Oreos. And so we waited. The wait was pretty long to make it just because there were so many other people in line and only like one person was making the milkshakes. So my phone died in the middle of it, so I don't know exactly how long we waited, but probably like 20 minutes or so. And
now let's break this down for a second, because phone dying right before the food is a pretty devastating moment in a girl's life of your age. Like that is why girls have phones now, to take pictures of their food. So this is like a big issue.
It is, and I told my friend that I wanted a ton of pictures for Instagram and everything, and she was like, okay, that's fine, we'll just wait to eat it. But then since my phone died, she said, well, I'm not going to take any on mine, and I don't know how you want them, and I know you want them a certain way, so you just take it on mine. So I still was able to take all my pictures, which is what you saw.
Saved the day.
I took several. Yeah. Save my friend, save the day. Thank you.
Honest question. If you were there alone or with someone else who didn't have a phone and your phone dies, do you just go home? Do you just not buy it if you don't have pictures?
Might take the milkshake with me and eat it at home.
So you can get a picture.
Here's my thing. Because it's a once-in-a-lifetime experience that I might never have again. And this thing was like a work of art.
Well, we will post the pictures below.
Yes.
Follow us on Instagram. What was in the milkshake? How was it constructed?
So I'm going to look at the picture and describe it to you. So first of all, there was a giant mason jar on a plate, and on the plate there was whipped cream, chocolate chips, green glitter, Oreos, and Reese's peanut butter cups. And then in the mason jar, there's whipped cream and chocolate sauce dripping down the side of the mason jar. It's filled with s'mores ice cream milkshake, basically. So there was marshmallow, bits of graham cracker, and chocolate chips all in the ice cream. And then on top of the mason jar, there is an ice cream sandwich made up of 2 giant chocolate chip cookies and then s'mores ice cream. On top of that, there is a s'more with 2 marshmallows with whipped cream, more green glitter, and chocolate chips, and then 4 toasted marshmallows on top.
Wow.
And we finished less than half of it, and there were 2 of us.
A little bit of a preview here. We're going to be throwing out our top 5 candy takes a little later in the show. But for now, I want to bring up an important topic that I've had to get this off my chest for many years.
Oh my.
It's about s'mores. I may have to disagree with you. I may think s'mores are overrated. You're going to break my heart. A reason why s'mores aren't overrated.
There is no combination quite like you have the crunchiness of the graham cracker, and the graham crackers are underrated in and of themselves, but you have the crunchiness and the flavor of like the honey graham cracker, chocolate, which makes everything better, and then toasted, slightly burnt marshmallows. They just remind me of like summer and my childhood, and like you can't duplicate that.
So I guess a s'more is kind of up to the cook of sorts, up to the person
Yes.
who's managing and running the show.
I
And
agree.
I've
Maybe
had
you just haven't had a good s'more.
Yeah, and I think that could be the case. You know, sometimes you take out the graham crackers and they've been expired for 3 years, but you use them anyway. Sometimes the marshmallows are expired.
Been there.
Sometimes, you know, you
don't have chocolate.
You don't have chocolate and you just use marshmallows, and then you're like, oh, this is miserable.
Yeah.
And, you know, overall, my experience with s'mores is below average. So
what I've wanted to try for a while, but I never have, is, well, two things. One is, instead of chocolate, put Nutella.
Oh.
And see what that would taste like. Or have like the normal s'more with like the chocolate and put a Reese's peanut butter cup in there too, or just peanut butter.
Oh wow, I might be in on that. I might be in on that. Would Nutella be a little too European for a s'more though?
I don't know. I think it'd be.
I feel like s'more is
it'd be
American.
a different spin on it. It'd be like a culture.
Yeah,
a culture thing,
like a s'moreapian or something like that.
Yes, yes, it's the European s'more. That's what it is.
So, anything else you want to add to your milkshake experience? What would you give it a rating out of 10?
Oh.
Now, remember, this is a point scale. So, like, if you're gonna grade it, you give it like a 7.2 or a 9.5.
Clearly.
You can even go to the 100th if you want.
I will. I think I will.
That's getting a little fancy.
Say.
But hold on, before you go, I want to make this clear. This is out of every sweet dessert you've ever had. Okay, this is everything. You can't just go 10 here. This is out of everything you've ever had and everything you're ever gonna have. I'm talking gold-plated.
That is not fair.
Chocolate with sprinkled that gold dust you can eat. You know what I'm saying?
When you find me that,
okay,
and you give me that, then we'll talk. I say, I'm gonna break it down. I give presentation.
Yep. Oh, I like this.
Like a 9.4 out of 10.
Okay.
The green glitter, I don't really understand.
Green glitter.
There was green glitter all over it. Not that there's anything wrong with it. I just didn't really think it was appropriate for the flavors we had going on. Taste-wise, it was really, really good, but it was like we couldn't finish it, and I feel like there was so much going on that for taste, I'd probably have to give it a 6.48.
Ooh. Okay.
So
now,
it's like above average, but like I feel like there's more out there only because we
6.48.
If I had to break down each, like the marshmallows were really good, the s'mores was really good, the cookie was like okay, but the milkshake itself was not my favorite.
Okay, hear me out. Now I like this system. Mm-hmm. So, are we going to grade the experience as well? In this,
yes, the experience I would give. The overall experience, I'll give like an 8.56, only because.
Okay.
The s'more, or like the milkshake, was not a complete home run, and we walked away from that with stomach aches.
Okay, 8.56 plus. What was the grade of the presentation? 9.4, correct?
I think it was a 9.4, yes.
And then the actual taste was
6.48.
48.
Which brings us to an overall score of
24.44 divided by 3. What do we got here? 8.15. Okay. That's a good grade.
That's pretty good.
That's a high score. That's a respectable score. What was the name of the place one more time?
Cream and Sugar Cafe.
Cream and Sugar Cafe in
Bethel, Connecticut.
In Bethlehem, Connecticut.
No, I don't know. Let's not send people there.
Okay. Oh, do intermission, guys. This is where we would plug the show, except we don't have anything to plug. We could plug Poland Spring, but then we'd just be giving. This is a lot of revenue we're giving away right now. We're plugging people left and right, and we're not getting anything in return. So I'm rescinding my Poland Spring announcement here. Now
why don't you name drop them again? Just
so this is where I want to add like Price is Right music for the intermission or something like that. We'll see if I can fix something up like that. And now we're gonna start our list. Top 5 candy.
Can we go from 5 to 1?
There is no way Generation Y would go 1 to 5. That's an amateur move.
I feel like it's so anticlimactic.
Would be a joke of a show if we went 5 or 1 to 5. So
at least we're all on the same page here.
All right. The rules are that we each say, we go back and forth. So I'll say 5 first, and you say 4 first. I say 3 first, et cetera, et cetera.
And we say 1 at the same time.
We each think about our 5 and discuss it. So I'm gonna throw my 5 out here.
Okay. Wait, are you gonna say yours, then I'll say mine, then we discuss, or do we discuss yours then mine?
I think we should each throw ours out there
and then
see what the rankings look like, and then I'll probably make fun of yours.
And I'll definitely make fun of yours. So.
Okay, good. Okay. Well, number 5 is a cult classic. I went with I kind of looked at mine like a starting 5. Like I'm bringing, I got to have everyone in their own role for different occasions. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And I need some versatility.
That's a good idea. I did not do that.
I went with a specialist, Warheads. Warheads. Oh wow, this is the generational gap, folks.
Generational gap. Like, okay, that came out of left field.
Warheads. Big fan of Warheads. They're sour. They make my mouth hurt. Pretty much everything I want from a candy.
Wow, that is so pleasant. I can think of a better experience.
Painfully sour. You need that sour in the right occasion. You know what I'm saying?
No.
Oh, okay. Well, what's your number 5?
Butterfingers.
Ugh.
Oh, they're got the crunch on the inside, the peanut butter crunch, mind you, chocolate on the outside. It's
okay.
I don't see how there's any. There's nothing like it. It's very unique.
Do we deduct or add points for The Simpsons being their sponsor for many years? Do you remember those commercials, or are you too young for those?
I might be too young for those.
Yeah.
I'm also more of a Family Guy girl.
So we might have to deduct some points from Butterfingers. No, you know what? Butterfingers has their place. I can't knock that. Like I like a Butterfinger on an ice cream sundae.
Ooh,
pretty good.
Ooh,
like, I can't knock Butterfingers. They do have a time and place. I just feel like I bite into them and my teeth are just dying. Like they're dying on the inside and outside. They're just. I have
such a sweet tooth. You will notice that theme with 4 of my 5.
Okay.
So
number 4. Totally. What's your number 4?
My number 4. Okay, hear me. Okay.
She's already backing down on her take.
I have to. There's an explanation with this. There's an explanation with my 4 and my 3. So, Hershey Kisses, but like the fun ones, like the caramel filled ones, or the peppermint ones are really good, or just they're small and they have different fun flavors, and they're just a good little snack. I love them.
Wait, what'd you say? I blacked out.
Hershey Kisses, but like the fun flavors.
Okay. Yeah. And they have their place. You can eat them whenever. Yes. Like you can eat them in the classroom. They're really versatile.
Very versatile.
And yeah. And like I like the ones the swirl ones.
Yes.
Yeah.
They have cookies and cream. They have crunch ones.
Yeah.
Crunchy stuff inside.
Now, if you told me the Hershey Kiss game like 20 years ago, I'd disagree. But they have a big variety now.
Yes.
And the ones
it's
with
like
the
a surprise. Like you don't know what you're gonna get.
There's like peanuts and almonds in them. Yeah, I'm in.
Mm-hmm.
I'm in. I did.
All right. How about you? It's your number 4.
So I think I went too fruity.
Oh no.
So as I look at this, instead of going versatile, I kind of went too far in the fruity direction, but that's okay. I went with Sour Patch Kids, another sour candy. Not quite as sour as the Warheads, but you can eat more of them.
Yes.
And I feel like, overall, the sugar, like the sweets, it just plays on all surfaces.
Those would probably be my number 6 if we had to extend this. They're addicting.
And then
they're like mindlessly, and it's fun that they go from sour to sweet like that. I don't know. I like that. And the best of both worlds.
It used to be like everyone had the secret about the Sour Patch watermelons. Like 20 years ago, everyone was like, I like the Sour Patch watermelons. Nobody else does. But like everyone else,
now
like secretly, everyone secretly liked the watermelon Sour Patch Kids. And now
I don't know if I've ever had them just because I don't think I've ever found them.
Wow.
In the times that I've gone looking for Sour Patch Kids, which is not incredibly
not very often.
But
you're more in search of milkshakes instead of like I'm going like gas station like Sour Patch Kids. You're going to get like milkshakes, whatever.
Yes, I go when I like go to the movies with my friends and we're in Target buying the candy or whatever. I go for more of like the Ghirardelli chocolate squares. Like I am not a classic candy. I'll go for like the Hershey Kiss variety pack. Like,
well, this is related to my number 3.
Okay.
I didn't specify, but I would say dark chocolate. Just a dark chocolate bar, clearly better than milk chocolate. Like
1000% better.
Clearly better. Milk chocolate is almost too sweet for me.
It is. It's like too creamy almost too.
And like you said, you go into Target, you go into Walmart if you have to, you go into CVS and pay double the price at CVS or Rite Aid.
Literally.
But you get what's the one that starts with a G? Godiva. You get your Godiva dark chocolate and you're just happy. You're just happy. It's
so good.
It's so good. And
the Hershey's special dark chocolate, like the mini pieces, I love those.
Very good.
Dark chocolate chips. I don't buy milk chocolate anymore.
Yeah,
honestly.
it's like
I've converted.
I'm in Pennsylvania. I guess I'll have a Hershey's bar. But other than that, no, get out of here.
Yes. I mean, I still like my Hershey's Kisses, but
that's different. But I will say, in terms of quantity, you cannot eat a lot of dark chocolate, or it like in one sitting. Okay. Disagree?
I disagree with chocolate chips.
Chocolate chips? What are you buying the chips and just digging your hands in?
At times, because they have really good sales. And it's cheaper to buy the bags of chocolate chips. And I just make like chocolate chip pancakes or like I just use chocolate chips quite a lot, and I find that you can never have too many.
Your dark chocolate game is more advanced than mine. You've evolved to
I've evolved.
Chips for better price.
I've evolved.
All right. What's your number 3?
My number 3, Pretzel M&Ms, because
wow,
the sweet and the salty.
Over the peanut M&Ms.
I hate the peanut M&Ms.
Wow.
I like the peanut butter M&Ms, but I will just like suck off all the chocolate and then eat the peanuts after. I don't like.
Interesting. Okay, so break down the pretzel. I'm a big fan of pretzels. Big fan of chocolate on pretzels.
Mm-hmm. Have you ever had the pretzel M&Ms?
Those are a gamble, depending on how long they've been sitting there. You can't.
Okay. Normally, when I have M&Ms out in public places, it is normally at our aunt's house for the holidays. Like there are very few other times when there are M&Ms just like out. So normally buy them, and I know that they haven't been sitting out very long. But game changer. Have you? This is not candy, but have you tried the chocolate-covered Lay's potato chips?
No. And we're done with that conversation.
Nope, you need to. They're amazing.
Yeah. No, we're done.
Change your life.
As you mentioned, we are cousins. That is a thing. That is probably going to be a theme moving forward. But we're done talking about chocolate chip, potato chips, or whatever you just said. On to your number 2. What do you got?
My one not chocolate thing. Swedish Fish.
Oh.
I dare you to find one thing wrong with these. They're amazing. They're perfect.
See, even in
so
your fake conviction there, you were like, just try, as you were thinking of all the bad things about Swedish.
I was like, can I actually think of one myself? And I can't. So no, I dare you.
I like Swedish Fish. That's a little high, a little overrated for me, but I can dig a Swedish Fish. It has its time and place. I haven't had
Warheads on your list, so like I don't know if I.
Yeah, that's fair. That might have been a mistake, or I would have had to take the Sour Patch Kids off.
No,
and just put one of them.
Did you ever have the candy Toxic Waste that was like really sour?
No, that sounds like a bootleg version of Warheads.
It was really popular among my friend group when we were like 12. And I'm not a huge sour person, but I'd pretend to like it because all my friends liked it. And then I was like, if I never have these again, that's fine.
You're not really a sour. You got to have that taste for sour, and then you're just in on all of it, and you just want to try everything. But if you're not in, you're not in. My number 2, Starbursts.
No.
Yeah, I had to do it, especially the sour Starbursts. Again, going with the theme here. I'm a sour fan. The regular Starbursts are good. The tropical Starbursts are good. Mobile, you can bring them anywhere.
Yep, I'll give you that.
It's almost like gum.
They're sticky though. Like they're pain to unpackage sometimes.
That's a fair take, except now they have bags.
What are you?
They have bags but
each one is still. Well, that's just
game changer.
Together?
I don't know. You'll have to find out.
Yeah.
But I will say the wrapper is a negative, but I just think overall their game is strong.
Okay.
Big Starburst guy.
Apparently.
Number 1, I don't think there's any debate here. I think this is pretty clear. I don't know if we're on the same page here.
If we're not, this is going to be a problem.
I mean, I've heard you mention this. Maybe you were trying to subtly spoil it. Reese's Peanut Butter Cups.
Reese's Pieces.
End the show. No, we're done. Reese's Pieces. All right, you know what? We're gonna change it to.
We're in the same family.
We're gonna change it to Reese's anything.
Okay, that's fair. That's 100% fair. There's nothing better than the chocolate and peanut butter combination. I just happen to prefer it in like the pieces form.
It's not even close. It's not even a debate. There's nothing to talk about. It's just clearly number 1. Now, I've heard from Twitter and other food-related places, some people don't like peanut butter, which is the most blasphemous thing I've ever heard.
I have a few of those in my friend circle, and I forget that they don't like peanut butter, so every time they say it, I'm always like...
It's like traumatic when you find someone and you're like, you're joking, right?
I have one of my closest friends is allergic to peanuts.
That doesn't matter. If you're allergic, you just eat it anyway.
I have on multiple occasions offered her peanut butter, not thinking because I always forget. But
no, you should offer it anyway.
Like, no,
even if you remember.
Like, no, that's not. I feel so bad for you. Like, it's not fair.
Yeah, life really isn't fair, especially when you're allergic to peanut butter.
Can you imagine? I'd be miserable. I'd eat it anyway.
That's what I'm saying.
I honestly
like, even if you're allergic, you just got to eat it anyway
and deal with the consequences.
So overall, I spent a whole 3 minutes on my list, and I'm slightly disappointed at how it actually turned out. Proud of my dark chocolate call at number 3. Overall, though, I think you have me by a slim margin.
It's not that
a real blunder at the 4-5 turn for me with the Sour Patch Kids and the Warheads. That was a blunder.
Sour Patch Kids, I could see maybe at number 5, but the Warheads, I feel like was just
back to back. Not my best work, but we'll get better.
We will definitely do more top 5s. So you have plenty of time to improve.
Yes, absolutely. So I guess that's pretty much it here. Thanks for tuning in. As I said, if you like what we're doing here, certainly give us a like and subscribe. If you don't like what we're doing here, let us know in the comments and say something angry so I can.
No. Please actually don't do that. That's fine.
You gotta let the trolls in. You gotta let them happen.
Can't they do we need to invite them in? Can we maybe just turn around and leave the door unlocked or something? Do we have to open it and hang a sign?
If they're still watching, then yes, I'm very proud of them and thankful for their viewership. So that's all for now. Hopefully, we'll be making more of these. I had a lot of fun.
Me too.
As for Courtney, I hope you join me again, and we will see you guys next time.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me.
Woo!
Yay!